I'll be honest with you, I didn't start this channel because I love making videos. I started it because I needed the money. My parents' generation built this country from rubble. After the war, there was nothing. They survived on rationed milk and cornbread. That was the whole meal. But no matter how hungry they were, they never stopped putting their children through school. That generation made an entire country out of willpower and hunger. I grew up inside that story. I was lucky enough to finish university, to find work, to come to Seoul. That was over 30 years ago. Because of what that generation endured, we now live in a country the rest of the world calls a success. I'm still here, living on this ground, where past, present, and future all exist at the same time. This channel is what I see from where I'm standing. I'm not filming this to show you things. I'm filming this because I want to talk to you honestly. 1995. Korea introduced the volume-based waste fee system that year. I remember 1995, not because of the recycling policy, but because that was the year things were finally starting to breathe a little. For people like me, the world was changing fast. Factories were opening everywhere. Jobs were multiplying. Korea's famous balri culture, that relentless sense of urgency, was driving the whole country forward. Wig factories, garment factories, then precision manufacturing, then semiconductors, biotech, defense. Korea went from nothing to the edge of the first world, faster than anyone thought possible. And the recycling system was part of that same momentum. People who build a country from scratch, they think about everything, even what people throw away. Maybe it helped that Korea has almost no natural resources. When you have nothing, you learn to waste nothing. Seoul has 25 districts. Each one sets its own collection schedule. Same city, 25 different systems. Single-family homes and apartment complexes work differently too. Over 30 years, I've lived in more than one district. Every time I moved, I had to relearn trash day. Nobody tells you. You figure it out yourself. From the internet, from a neighbor, or from a sticker on your bag. That means it wasn't collected. There used to be narrow alleys, like this everywhere in Seoul. Most of them are gone now. Developed, demolished, replaced. But some remain, especially around single-family home neighborhoods like this. The waste collectors have a hard time here. These alleys weren't built for trucks, but they were built for people. Kids running, grandmothers and grandfathers, sitting outside their gates. It's the kind of place that reminds you what a neighborhood actually is. Now that I'm out here filming, I see everything differently. This person sorting recycling outside their front gate. They've probably been doing this since before any policy existed. In a country with nothing, you learn to save everything, not because someone told you to, because it was simply the right thing. That thought stays with me. Korea's recycling rate isn't high just because of a law. It's high because generations of people lived in an environment where nothing could be wasted. The law came later because people like this were already doing it. This is the Korea I've been watching for 30 years. Not the Korea on the news. This Korea, right here. The apartment complex. When I first came to Seoul, I couldn't have imagined living somewhere like this. This was another world entirely. Even when I first moved into one, everything was still volume-based. You had to carry everything down yourself, sort it by hand, item by item. The waste room hasn't changed much in all these years. What changed is the system around it. Now residents come down in the evening, sort quietly, Go back upstairs. Nobody watches. Nobody interferes. There's no need to. I think about the difference between this and the alley I just walked through. In the alley, your neighbors see everything. What you put out, how carefully you sorted it, whether you tied the cardboard. In the apartment, nobody sees anything, just you and your conscience. And the recycling rate is the same. That's what stops me every time. Korea built two completely different systems that produced the exact same result. A country that built itself from nothing, figured out that survival requires wisdom, that standing up requires will, and that doing the right thing looks different depending on where you live. Let me show you something. Most people just walk past. This bag. The district name is printed on it. When I first came to Seoul, there was no such thing. You just threw things away. But the trash kept growing. Seoul's landfill Nanjido reached its limit. That mountain of waste, in the middle of the city, became impossible to ignore. Now it's a World Cup stadium and a public park, a place people go to rest. But back then it was a crisis. That crisis became this bag. Now every bag tells you exactly where it came from, exactly who is responsible. 30 years of change, compressed into a printed label. Food waste rinsed, no liquid. In some districts, no bones, no shells. Plastic bottles label off, cap removed separately, body crushed flat. There was a time when none of this existed. There was a time when nobody did any of this. Now nobody questions it. From nobody does this to everyone just knows. That is what 30 years looks like. I watched it happen from the inside, one trash day at a time. I mentioned at the beginning, I started this channel because I needed the money. But here's what I didn't expect. Every time I go out to film, I come back with something I didn't have before. Not footage, understanding. This city, the one that has endured for more than half a century, was built more deliberately than I ever gave it credit for. This didn't happen by accident. Someone designed the bag. Someone set the schedule. Someone understood that people move in the right direction when the system is built right. And for half a century, ordinary people just kept doing it and made it real. Whether that makes me proud or just tired, I honestly don't know. Probably both. Korea is a success story, but success stories are not made overnight. They are made of bags tied with string, of people who sorted their trash before anyone told them to. Those people are the real owners of this country. That's what I wanted to film today. That's what I'll keep coming back for. Please look forward to the next one.